Alrighty, so in this second video, we're going to talk about how to write sentences from equations. So if you're given an equation, you can write a sentence or create your own word problem around that. So let's translate each sentence into equations. This one, 6z minus 15 equals 45. That's pretty much what you could say, except you'd want to be a little bit more specific. You could say something like 6 times z minus 15 equals 45. Now there's often not one single correct answer. You could say the product of 6 and a number decreased by 15 is the same as 45, okay? Or the difference, no, you don't want to say it that way. Let's say 6 times z minus 15 is equal to 45. See, it's just a little bit different, but it's not exactly the same. So if you're thinking of an answer and it's not the same as exact word for word, same as the one that I give, you may still be right. And feel free to reach out to me and check and see, because you might be wrong too. All right, so this one, let's check it out. So you have y squared plus 3x equals w. Now, normally if you have 3x like this, you don't want to write in the sentence 3x. You want to say the product of 3 and a number, or 3 times x, something like that to indicate multiplication. Okay, so the sum of y squared and 3 times x is w. That's one way to say it. Or you could say y squared increased by the product of 3 and x is the same as w. That's just one more example of how you could say that one. Okay, here's a couple for you to try, and when we come back after you pause the video and try it on your own, remember, if you don't have it word for word the way that I say it, you might still be right. And if you're not sure after I say it, we can check it. Reach out to me, let me know. All right, go ahead and pause the video. All right, we're back. So for A, I'm not going to write it down. I'm just going to say it because I don't want to waste 10 minutes trying to write it out and then it be sloppy and you not even be able to read it in the first place. All right, 15 is equal to the product of 25nu squared plus 2. All right, let me say it one more time. 15 is equal to the product of 25nu squared plus 2. All right, now, done with that one. How about 4b? Let me erase that because I just covered up part of the number. 3/2 times r minus t cubed is the same as 132. Okay, one more time for you. 3/2 times r minus t cubed is the same as 132. Alrighty, when given a set of information, you can create a problem that relates a story. So if you have some information, you can write your own word problem essentially from that. So let's write a problem based on this information. T equals the time that Maxine drove in each turn. T plus 4 equals the time that Tia drove in each turn. 2t plus the quantity T plus 4 equals 28. What would that mean with the setup that you were giving? Okay, so if T equals the time that Maxine drove and T plus 4 equals the time that Tia drove, what does this mean? All right, so you have 2t plus the quantity T plus 4 equals 28. Well, I know that T represents Maxine's time, and I know that the quantity T plus 4, and since it's in parentheses, I'm going to think of it like that, equals the time that Tia drove. So since I have 2t, it's going to be kind of like twice the time that Maxine drove plus the time that Tia drove is equal to 28, something of that nature. So here's a whole story that you could write about that. Maxine and Tia went on a trip. They took turns driving. During her turn, Tia drove 4 hours more than Maxine. Maxine took 2 turns and Tia took 1 turn. Together they drove for 24 hours. How many hours did Maxine drive? Wow, a lot of information. Now that's a very detailed story surrounding this situation, but since T equals the time that Maxine drove, I can talk about everything in terms of Maxine. So since I have 2t here, that would represent Maxine taking 2 turns. And T plus 4 would indicate that Tia drove 4 more hours than one of Maxine's turns. Okay? All right, so here's one for you to try. Go ahead and pause the video and hit play when you're ready. All right, guys, so here's the situation. P equals Beth's salary, 0.1 P equals a bonus. So what could P plus 0.1 P equal 525 represent in this problem? So since this is P is Beth's salary and 0.1 P is a bonus, you could say something to the effect of Beth gets paid a salary and bonus at her job. Her bonus is 0.1 times her salary, or 10% of her salary, because that's what 0.1 represents. Her paycheck was $525. How much is her salary? Now that's a whole context. So, or a real simple way to say it too is Beth gets paid a salary and a bonus, and the two together equal $525. Okay? All right. So that's it for this section. And remember, when you're translating algebraic equations into verbal sentences, there's not always one exact right answer. Now, your answer may be right or wrong, but there's not always one exact way to say it. So just keep that in mind. There might be some distinctions and differences in those. All right, guys, that's it for this section. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and make it a great day. Take care.